the elements of creation interact with each other in a symbiotic relationship. We have these cycles. We have the life cycles, you know. This thing lives and then it dies, and this thing eats that, and this thing lives and dies, and blah blah blah. We even have the rain cycle, you know, from the oceans and the evaporation, and then the rain, condensation, all this stuff. We have cycles, life cycles, rain cycles. Everything works together. We have the seasons that change. There is an order. There is a symmetry to everything that we see. Yet we ourselves are so easy to say, oh, we can be chaotic. I don't have to do. And we wonder why we're out of shape. We wonder why our finances aren't well. We wonder why we're not healthy. We wonder why our children are chaotic, that are raised in our chaotic households. We wonder why the job situation isn't quite right, why we didn't finish our education, why we hardly ever seem to do the things that we need to do. It's because we're out of order, okay? We're chaotic. We don't have a structure. And so without that structure, there is no excellence. When you look at the creation story, there is excellence. Even in everything that God did in order, in his structure, every time he did it, it said, and God looked at what he had done, and God said, this is good, okay? Because there is excellence in the creation, because there is excellence in a structure. It wasn't like, oh, just let anything happen that happened, you know? It doesn't say that. That wasn't the creation story. Everything was done in a particular time for a particular reason, and then let us make man in our image, okay? So that's my encouragement to you today. We just need to recognize that it's structure that we need. And it's imperative we have this structure to clean up the situations of our lives, because we won't be well. How do we do that sometimes? You know, we decide, you know, well, I gotta maybe go on a juice diet, or I gotta go on this special, you know, cleanse diet, or this special Ezekiel diet, or, you know, we got all these diets and things that we try to go on. The carb or no carbs, or the Atkins, and, you know, all the, I remember this one guy was like, you can eat all the pork you want, you know, man, you know, that was his diet. Next time I saw him, man, he was like pale white, you know. You better stop doing that, man. Because what we do is, when we do these things like these particular diets for the moment, and try to, oh, we're going to go work out now, and then we do it for a little while, maybe for 60 days, just so I can get down to a certain weight or something like that. We don't have a structure. We've just chosen still not to adopt a structure, but do this thing, and then so it's out of order, it's chaotic, and it doesn't last. The only thing that lasts is what's going to be in structure. Look at the creation. Look at this earth. Look at the animals. Look at everything that we have here, and how long have they been here? You know, we can argue that between the religions or the secular, but whichever position you come from, the reality is that we've been here for a pretty long time, okay? Because there is order, there is symmetry, there's structure, there's clarity, okay? And so we need to grasp that, not to be slothful. Because we want to be righteous, but the opposite of righteousness is slothfulness. And the opposite of slothfulness is righteousness. So what are we? If we don't have that structure, we are slothful, because we'll not accomplish anything of substance. And so our situations are kind of jacked up. And so I'm just sharing with you why. See, it's a lot easier to go through a prayer line than to take responsibility to do things the right way. And often, come on now, I'm a minister now, and I pray for people, but I'm telling you, that we go through the same prayer lines all the time for the same things over and over and over again. Why is that? It wasn't that way. You know, we look at Scripture, you know, Jesus healed somebody, they were healed. And he did have a man, you know, he said, well, I see ministries. He prayed for him again, and he was well. But, you know, there is a wellness. There is a wellness. So if there isn't a wellness, you know, there were some times that Jesus would even heal somebody and say, well, you know, go ahead and do what you're supposed to be doing, you know, and quit messing up, or your situation just might be worse than it is right now. We need to realize that. This is structure. It's the habits, man, that we need to take care of. And everything else will come. But there are ways. What we need is clarity. And that clarity can come in quiet time. You know, the Bible talks about a still small voice. And I heard a preacher talk about, you know, how God doesn't speak in still small voices. But that's not, no, the still small voice are your thoughts that you have. Where is God? God is within you. God is within each and every one of us. And how is that even? My thoughts are that if we were created out of nothing, then if we were created from nothing, if God said and we were, then all of creation is created of the substance of what God is. Let us make man in our image. The DNA, everything about us, every cell, every strand of DNA, every piece of us is made of the substance of God. Let us make man in our image. So that still small voice are the thoughts that cross your mind, the good thoughts, the ideas. That's the still small voice. It's not like, hey, Martin, I have like a still small voice like that. It's those thoughts, it's those ideas that are good that come to you. That's the still small voice. But as long as we're inundated with sounds and noises and distractions and the TV's on or the radio's on, or, or everything is just happening all the time. Or we got the buzz going on. We got high, we're drunk, we're drinking, or, whatever. We've eaten so much we're in a half coma stupor. We have all these things that are not allowing us to hear with clarity that still small voice, those thoughts, those positive thoughts. We have to make room, make time, and that's where meditation comes in. Just quiet time. No distractions. Because that's the key. That's the key to our wellness. Is clarity and structure. Order. Out of the chaos.